G'day guys, Mick here, and welcome to today's 5-minute yarn. So, today's going to be a little bit different, because, well, we're in lockdown, and as you can see, I'm sitting in my office / dining room area. Yeah, that's the kitchen behind me. Look guys, today I'm going to have a little bit of a talk about my Aboriginal heritage, and in particular, where I'm from, where my people are from, and how I'm trying to learn my language. So if you've watched the Wadigan series or a number of my videos now, I do show that I'm trying to learn parts of my Aboriginal language. I am trying to use some of those words now more in my videos to help teach you guys what that is too. So, okay, start off. Who am I? Well, I'm a Dharug man. Dharug men, or Dharug mob, are from Sydney. So as you can see just here, this is Dharug land. Now, I don't know exactly where our borders are. See, my early understandings were our borders ran from La Perouse north to Mount Ku-ring-gai, all the way along the coast, and out to the bases of the Blue Mountains to Kurrajong and areas like that. Now, I did also understand that, as you can see here, there is the Eora. From what I understood, it is Dharug Eora. I don't know, I may be wrong on this. But from what I understand, they were basically just the coastal sections of our mob. Dharawal here, you can see, also covers parts of the Sydney Basin, which I don't know if they're a completely different mob or if they're just a little offshoot from the Dharug mob or what they are. Once you come over the Blue Mountains, you come up into Wiradjuri land. You come north onto the Central Coast, you come up into Darkinjung, up towards Newcastle, and that you come into a Wabakal, and so on, so on. There are heaps of different areas in New South Wales, and lots more throughout Australia. So the Aboriginal people aren't just one overall mob. They're all their own different tribes, their own different cultures, and most of them had their own language. So, for example, I use the word Wirriga for goanna. Over in western parts of Australia, I believe it is, through Western Australia, and I think even up into Northern Territory, they use bungara, which was made famous in a Kevin Bloody Wilson song where I think it's called Nigel Fucking Legend. And he turns around and he mentions goanna, or bungara, better than chicken because you get 4 drumsticks on the bastard. But anyway, let's get back to the topic. As you can see, there's quite a few different mobs just in New South Wales, and each mob was broken up into smaller sort of tribes. My tribe, or my local mob, were the Prospect. I believe there were Parramatta, there was Penrith, there were more in towards the city and Ku-ring-gai and this, that and everywhere. So even though we were one people, so to speak, we were broken up into smaller communities within that. So it's very difficult in regard to trying to learn my own culture and my own history when I don't live on my land anymore. I live on Darkinjung land, and there's just very little of it still remaining. What I have been able to find though is, as you can see here, the Dharug Dictionary. This was supposed to be put out by the Dharug Land Council, and it's supposed to be maintained and updated by them. I don't think much has happened in the way of updating. Don't think much has happened to it at all, to be honest. But it does allow me to search words in English, or by category, or by the Dharug Dharawal language. So as you can see here, I've got goanna typed in. When I search that, it brings up Gan, which is reptile, snake, goanna, or lizard in Dharawal, or Wirriga, goanna, in Dharug. When you click on listen, not all words, as you can see here, have the listen button, but when you click on them,
Wirriga.
you do get to actually hear somebody pronounce the word. There was a argument on Facebook a while back, or not too long ago, in regard to Australian native plants, and I referred to the xanthorrhea or grass tree as a black boy. Now, black boy is a very common name for it. You search black boy and it's going to show the Xantheria. There was an argument on Facebook about that. So I, to combat the issue, went through and I found the Aboriginal word, the Dharug word for it, which is Galgadja. Again, you can click on that.
Grass tree. Galgadja.
And it tells us how to pronounce it. So this is what I'm using to learn my language. And again, this shows my area and sort of where I'm from, and gives you a bit of an idea of really the amount of different mobs and tribes and different cultures and that throughout the Aboriginal communities within Australia, or in particular here just in New South Wales. So, alright guys, that's a 5-minute yarn. I'm just over, so I'm going to cut it at that. Yano, as you can see here, in Dharug, means goodbye. So take care, peace, and I'll see you on the tracks.